Welcome to part 6 on Brad's Ultra, or XCR, or XCR 680, whatever it is now. Nobody's said anything in the comments. Somebody's got to say what this thing is. Anyways, you can see we're in the old XJ. We got Farley with us. We're headed over to Greg's, and we're going to pull a track for this thing today.
Sounds good.
Well, we're on our way over to Greg's in the old XJ. When's the last time you saw a YouTube video that starts off with two guys in an XJ that didn't end with, I don't know, a side-by-side recovery in Sand Hollow, Utah or something? I don't know. By the way, Brad's filming, so I'm not violating the hands-free law. And hopefully we'll go recover a good track today instead of a side-by-side.
There we go.
Here we are at Greg's, and yeah, skidoo parts, what do you know? But the skidoo track is just a normal 121, 252 pitch, so it's going to fit great. Greg's cutting Brad a great deal. He's taking that track off the XCR in trade, and we'll show you this track in a little bit and show you some of the pulling the thing apart. But yeah, here we are in the skidoo boneyard. Here, you want to be in the video, you film. Just point it. You can see on the screen. Oh, we got one more.
Right.
Shitski. These skidoos are complicated. Oh, all we did was get that cross shaft.
Still got the wrong one.
Yep.
It was hidden.
Here, let me tip it. There we go. Maybe swing it out further. There you go. I think you're right on maybe the front. It's a tight fit. Take the tension off. Okay, the skidoo expert's gonna skidoo on it.
Maybe not. Maybe we have the front down.
It's a nice skid.
Yeah.
Nice shocks on it. There you go. All right, might as well leave it on its side and get the Chaincase out. Which will be metric again too, won't it? So we got two of these bolts loose and two are just fighting us. The one at the top and the bottom, they're 10 millimeter. And no, none of the sockets will work on them. They all just slip. And we tried a 3/8. It's very curious. So I just want to show you, this is a 3/8. There it is. You could probably read that there. It doesn't even go on. So it's for sure 10 millimeter and none of the 10s, not even an open end wrench works. So Greg's hunting for a 6-point socket. Well, there we go. Super picky, man. For all you Polaris guys, here's a look inside a skidoo Chaincase. It's different.
Ooh. Throwing shit around.
They're playing Plinko with sockets too. It's different. So the tensioner is on this long bolt, gets pulled this way. There's a pin that you got to pull out to make the adjustment. Different. Chain's out. Now we got to flip it over and work on the drive shaft some more. Get the Chaincase nuts off. Little whammy bar action. Just like that.
Hey, hit the subscribe button.
Just got the drive shaft out. Not a bad deal. Pretty easy to get the track out of one of these skidoos. Yeah. Just like a Polaris, I guess. Just like a Polaris.
Is it time for a beer?
It's beer time. It's beer time. All right, Greg's showing us his trick to get rid of that white oxide and bring back the color. I don't know if it's a skidoo thing only, but watch this. Holy cow. Just like that. Here, try your bumper. Let's see what it does. That's super white. Yeah, she's a little not different kind of plastic on the bumper. Wow, that trick really works though, at least on these pans. Well, mission accomplished. We got the track. Farley got her doggy play date with Greg's dogs. We're headed home. Not the end of I don't know, part 6. It's definitely not the end. We'll get the track and the sled before we're done. But it's been a great day today.
It's been a great day.
Well, welcome back to part 6. Dennis and I are going to try to get the motor mounted up today. You can see the track's still out, the drive shaft's out, all that good stuff's out. It's because we have to move the mag side motor mounts. So, kind of checking with Todd Klein a little bit, and it turns out different chassis have different motor mounting straps. And I don't know exactly what chassis for sure these straps are out of. I mean, it should be from a 96 Ultra SP. At any rate, it seems like the PTO side mounts are in the same spot for all of them. So we're basically going to leave those alone, and we're going to drill and make new holes and move the mag side mounts over. That's all there is to do with it. And then we'll just shim the secondary clutch to fit. So here we go.
That's today's plan.
All right, well, Farley girl here is helping me measure this. So our main question is, what's the difference across these mounts? And so I'm starting with the line on the 2 there, right in the center. So I'll have to subtract 2 inches. And it's 11 3/4. Maybe a 32nd more than 3/4. Try it back the other way. Get that right there. So it's 2, not 11 3/4. It's 10 3/4. So you got to subtract 2, so that's 12 3/4. So 12 3/4. So we've already been talking to Todd, and we've established that this is pretty much the commonplace for all these mounts on that side, and it's 1 5/8. So then this one is really close, but it's not quite there. If I line it up on that, you can see that it's just a little shy of that 10 3/4. So let me get this curled around to the 2 so we get a good clear start. So that's like 10 1/8.
Yeah.
So we got to move it, maybe it's 10 1/4. So we got to move it about a 1/2 inch out here. And then correspondingly, this hole down here will move the same. No big deal. We got it sitting on the floor. We're going to roll the chassis up, get that mount out, mark and drill. I don't know. Shouldn't be a big deal at all. We got her flipped up in the air. You can see we got the safety hoist on there. Dennis is getting the right socket, and I'll grab the other side. And we'll have that motor mount out in just a second. All right, I just want to show you what I'm doing here. So I blued with just a blue Sharpie right where the holes go, and then I just scratched where the center of the line for the hole goes. I don't know how well that'll come out on camera, on each side, so I can see it. So it's super precise. It's down to a 32nd of an inch, which is more accurate than this really needs with the rubber mounts. But that's how we're going to lay that out on the tunnel. Oh, I had to get Sharpie on me. Great. So, see, I got that one right at the top. So we're just going tangent to the top of the hole on each side. I don't even need the Sharpie. Just gonna take my scriber / punch. All right, so that's the top of the hole. Now we got to get rid of this rivet. And then we'll come down to the center of the holes. This is my rivet remover. So that rivet's just one of many rivets holding the tunnel to the bulkhead. We won't notice the loss. There we go, unriveted. Now we'll get it laid out right on center. See how close it is to the rivet there? It's like right there. So we'll start with the 1/8 inch hole and we'll expand it up to the 3/8 that we need. And that'll be that. Then we'll set it in and we'll worry about these in a moment. All right, we're both going to take a side because this is what we call an XHT, extra heavy triple. We're not quite down on this one back here either.
No, it's like it's jamming up against. Oh,
it's hitting the rivets.
No rivets.
Hitting the rivets on the body thing. All right, well, let's go over the handlebars this time instead of around the front. Anchor out and we'll get a little grinder action. Just put it on the tunnel. Oh yeah. These rivets right down here on the torque stop. Bad news. It's hitting on the torque arm, folks.
Oh yeah.
So we'll get that out of there, then she'll settle down in.
More grinder.
Wrench.
There
we go.
Much better.
Not a lot of room for a rubber bumper in there. All right, figure out the rubber front mounts. So we got the motor mounts moved. We took some careful measurements, and the spread on these forward mounts is a little different than the spread on the rear, but we did it. They're just slots anyways, so good enough up there. Here you can see how much we had to move the mag side on the rear. Pretty near half a distance of the motor mount over. So we got all these locked down. We're going to vacuum up all these aluminum shavings, and then I think we're going to get the track in this thing. Right, so here's the situation. I got this 4-wheel drive shaft, but it's an older one. You can see it doesn't have the seal ring. Show them the... Oh, you don't have the one with the seal ring. You want to grab that one?
Yep.
It doesn't have the seal ring for the top loader chain case seals like this. So you can see the splines are longer. This shaft is made for a 13 plate wide chain. This one's only made for an 11. So it fits wider gears and whatnot. These are like brand new. This whole shaft's brand new. I don't really want to start taking this apart. So I think what we're going to do is press these off of here. These are some pretty nice drive wheels. And machine them into outer wheels.
That'll be fun.
I don't know. Why not? I got a lathe. That's what it's for.
Because we can.
Yeah. So I'll get pressing. Inner wheel into an outer wheel. Last time I checked, you couldn't even buy outer wheels at Dennis Kirk anymore. We're going to run her pretty fast. I'm saying looks like it's at 745 RPM, which is pretty fast on this machine.
That's because here at Nutter Speed Shop, safety is third.
That's because magnet doesn't pull plastic out of your eye, but it does pull steel out. That looks like a mess.
Oh, yep.
It's not quite down there yet. We'll get her down flat with this hub. Oh, we got a little cleanup to do, but that's now an outer wheel. Oh, I got to take that hub all flat off, don't I?
Hub off too,
Yeah. Yep, that hub's got to go away. Otherwise. All right, Lonnie wants to try the lathe, so we're going to give him the rundown. So this lathe is from shortly after World War II, I think 1948. And so it's an old clutch type lathe. So the motor runs all the time. This turns a clutch on, this lever down here. So if you ever see me grabbing that, that's what's going on. I think the hand wheels are pretty obvious. He's just going to use this one and this one.
Yep.
And then turn it on over there. So go for it, Lonnie.
Turn it on.
You're back probably plenty far. All right, get your clutch spinning. Not that one with your left hand, the big one. Bit more. Yeah, go down, touch on that outer part there, and then just run her in. Okay, go down the lathe until you touch. Run it towards the chuck until you touch off. Right there, now run it in one time. Oh yeah, there we go. Perfect. Way more precision than it's called for. Yeah. Perfect. Nice work, Lonnie. You done this before?
Not for a long time.
Well, good job. Details is doing his thing.
Gotta get the rubbish off of
It
here.
doesn't matter if it's a mouse nest or deburring plastic. Dennis is the guy.
There's a lot more mouse nests around here.
Yeah.
I'm tempting to do the workbench here too.
Oh, let's not talk about the workbench on the video. Nice work, Dennis. Thanks. All right, there's our homemade outer wheel and the factory-made outer wheel. They look pretty darn similar to me.
Yep.
We can use that.
We can do it.
There we go. All right, so I popped the sealing ring off. You can see this rust stain where it was, just because I want to put the wheels on from each end. Little tip when it comes to marking, or when it comes to putting the wheels on, one of these drivers always lines up with perfectly with the flat. So went around and marked them with the paint pen, and then I even had Lonnie confirm them. And I did the same thing here. So that makes it real easy to get them aligned right. So all I do when I'm aligning these is, did I get that one right? How come these two are not in line? That one's lined up. Oh, they're off a third. All right. So all I'm doing is get it started, and then I got my old garage wood over here. Make sure I got it clocked as close as I can, and biff. All right. Do a little gap. So that gets it up there. I don't know if you can see that. What I'm going to look at is to make sure that I don't have to rotate it any. Make sure that the flats in the wheel are lined up with the flats on the shaft. Then I'm just going to go over to the press. I've got a ruler marked with the spacing. Just going to press it to depth. We'll be back. All right, we're back at this. I'm just going to press it a little ways. I've got this. I've got my marks on here for where they go. So these two are the center wheels. Incidentally, if you're going to do wall drivers that drive in the windows, that's this mark and this mark. And then out here with the X, those are where these outside wheels are going to go. So it needs to go on. I'll just check it quick. So if I line up those two wheels, needs to move just about an inch, just a little over an inch. So we'll give her a little bit. Lots of awkward banging sounds around the press. That's the way life goes. We're going to stop and check because it's a lot easier to stop and check than to go back. Angled right. So we're a half an inch away. So we'll just give her a little more. By the way, if you got a press and you don't have one of these air over hydraulic jacks, go get one. Best $100 you'll ever spend. All right, here's another one of those secrets. I keep this old piece of track around just for this. So I drop the wheels in, and this will tell you right away whether you're centered right. See how much side play I got? This is centered right. This is real good. So I always do that, even though I check it against the that yardstick. Double check here. We're good to go. We're ready to put the track in.
Farley approved.
Farley approved. Just wanted to note, I'm knocking this ring back on too. We didn't forget that. I think we found where Farley's hiding her tennis balls. Cleaning my workbench, and I guess I had some carburetors on there.
It's just various parts.
A few. Bearing Master Lonnie. Knocking in the bearings for the Chaincase. All right, all kinds of chaos. We forgot the O-ring on the sealing ring on the shaft, so we just pulled the Chaincase back out. You know, that goes right there. Everybody got ahead of themselves, and we had the Chaincase in with no jack shaft. So we're going to put the jack shaft in, but you can see the track's in, and the track is studly. Pardon the pun. We're thinking that track's going to hook up. So there we go. We got both sealing rings. We got both O-rings. The seals are lubed. The bearings are in. The snap rings are in. So Chaincase is going in for real this time. Awesomeness.
Sweet. Just like that.
Show you the bearings. I did my usual adding grease to it. So you can see there's grease coming out of the seals there. Took about a half a dozen pumps to fill these guys up. So that'll be good. They'll last forever. Or at least as long as we need them to. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, we have to do some cosmetic work on the apparel here. Having a little trouble with the shirt getting into things. So, duct tape, Mike. This is for you, buddy.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, good as new.
I should show everybody the stickers on the lift. I don't know if they've seen them yet. We got a Scorpion sticker because of the bullwhip. We got Jethro's Garage. We got Let's Fix Something, Vintage Riders of Death, Fuzzy's Mod Shop, Dirty Rotten Biker Fest, and of course, Duct Tape Mike is on the table. So we had a little trouble with the jack shaft. I don't know if you can see this edge right where my thumb is, but the bearing needs to go on past that. So we got to hot this thing into the lathe and make sure we can get the bearing on another, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch past that. I'll probably go a whole inch. I don't think this is the right jack shaft for a wedge. This is from an aggressive or something. I'm not sure, but we're going to make it work. So this is what happens when you have a box with parts from 3 different sleds and you're not even sure what all the sleds are. But we'll fix it. All right, here we are, Lonnie and Brad and I. Dennis had to leave, but we're ready to get the skid in. How much time do you think has elapsed since our last little episode with the jack shaft at the lathe? Hour? An hour.
Probably.
Yeah. So we've been, we've been struggling the struggle, but we got the Chaincase in. All the gears are installed. We did come up with a nice set of relatively low. I want to say they're like a 2239, 13 wide. So she's going to launch out of the hole. That's going to help in addition to the clutching. Lonnie and Brad did the struggle on this side and got all these shafts in, and they even got the set screws tightened up.
And the speedo works.
And yeah, we think it does.
Well,
At least
we think it is.
we got
Spins anyway.
We got the cable in. We know the cable spins. So that's where we're at. We're going to jam the skid in. I'll bring you guys back after that's done, because I think we might have shown a skid going in about 20 times on this channel already. We're struggling. We're struggling with this skid, so I put on the hat for Mojo.
Yup.
Hopefully the hat helps. Be right back. We got the front skid bolts in.
Yep. It's all about the hat.
I think the hat worked.
We call that a hat trick.
The hat trick. All right, we're wrapping up part 6 on Brad's sled. You've seen us do a lot of different stuff. This maybe looked like your typical video, but it was a little more struggle behind the scenes than you normally see. I mean, I'm wearing the hat after all. And how many times have you seen me get out the Super Mojo Polaris Master Technician hat? Never. So we got the chassis basically, the main rolling chassis wrapped up with the skid in, the chain case, all that stuff. And when we come back next time, we're going to drop in the motor and start figuring out how you switch it from a mono block to an extra heavy triple.
Yep.
Extra heavy triple.
A lot of plumbing. I anticipate we'll have some plumbing issues.
There'll be some plumbing. There may be some wiring. I won't know until we get there.
Some
But
oil bottles and
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
fluid bottle fitment.
Eventually, I got to weld up all the cracks in Brad's pipes, so that's coming up yet too. We're a ways before this thing runs, at least a couple more episodes. So stay tuned. I want to say thanks to Aaron Shriver. Aaron is our first patron on Patreon, and he's been supporting us for a few months now. And Aaron gets to see all the videos first. He gets some posts on some behind-the-scenes stuff that you guys don't see since you're not on Patreon. And he can pretty easily get a hold of me if he wants to chat or whatever. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, check out the Patreon. Maybe you want to help support the speed shop. We could use the help. I don't make a penny. I'm spending a lot on parts and tools. So, hit the subscribe button. Leave some comments. I love it when you guys leave comments. You guys are great. I love it. All you guys that are always leaving comments, I'm going to start listing. I'm going to miss a bunch of people, but Eugene and Happy Indeed and Midnight Polaris, you guys have been doing it since the beginning. Getting a lot from Mark and a lot of other people. Larry Warner. I should have a list in front of me. I'm sorry if I missed your name, but I want you to know I appreciate your comments. So leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. And thanks for watching.
See you on the trails.
Don't forget to subscribe.
I need the subscriptions. We got to get to 1,000 subscriptions before YouTube will even send me a check for $5 to help pay for all the stuff we're doing. And that's about what it'll be.
Farley
We can get
needs
one
tennis
shop
balls.
rag.
Yeah, new shop rigs. Yeah,
And Farley needs tennis balls.
Farley likes tennis balls. Thanks for watching. I think we found where Farley's hiding her tennis balls. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.